So, you want to learn how to run profitable Facebook ads for your digital product, whether that be a course, a high-ticket mastermind, a community that is based on school or mighty networks. Regardless of whatever the product or service is, if it's digital, there is a way to run profitable Facebook ads to it. But how do we do that? Well, that's what today's video is going to be about. But first of all, hi, my name is Jory, and I'm also known as the Lord of Ads online. I've been media buying for 7 years at this point. I've spent over 80 million US dollars, and I've generated close to over 200 million in attributed revenue for clients. My top platforms are Meta and TikTok, but I also have a lot of experience with Google and Pinterest ads. I've worked with some pretty big names like Steve Harvey, Miracle Brand, Lifecycle, Dr. Kellyanne, Women's Reign, and the case studies that I have at this point in my career are pretty crazy. And I've learned a lot during that period of time, and I've sold a lot of products, both physical and digital. Women's Reign is a really good example of a digital product. So they had a $17 masterclass, and off the back of that masterclass, they were selling into a mentorship program that was $20,000. And my goal was to get 10,000 people coming into the 6-week cohort masterclass at $17, and we spent $3 million in 5 weeks profitably for them in April of 2023, which is a pretty big case study. Anyways, for the video that you're actually here for, which is what we're going to be learning today. Again, how to run profitable Facebook ads for digital products. I've done it many times. Honestly, it's not that difficult, but it does require a lot of different skill sets meshing together, because Facebook ads, a lot of people make like a YouTube video about Facebook ads, and it's like, here's how to do Facebook ads profitably, but they're missing the core skill of what's actually required. And what I mean by that is, like, you have copywriting, you have ad creative, you have data analysis, you have business strategy, all coming together into the one Facebook ads thing. And if like you get all the things right, then yeah, Facebook ads work for you. So we're going to go through all of that today. Here's the agenda. Number one, I'm going to show you the 3 methods for scaling digital products that are working right now in 2024 and 2025 and beyond, along with some of the math behind those equations. Number 2, we're going to take a look at why Facebook ads are still one of the best ways to accomplish business goals despite rising ad costs. Number 3, we're going to decide if Facebook ads are right for your business in terms of wanting to grow. Number 4, I'm going to give you a roadmap to profitability. And again, my credentials, 7 years plus of experience, almost 200 million, 200 this says $200 of revenue. I wouldn't be making this video if I've only made $200, so I hope you can take my word for that. And yeah, so I'm just going to give you a roadmap on what to do. And then lastly, number 5, I'll give you an action step to walk away with this video for. Really quick, if you want to kind of get a head start, once you trust me enough, click the first link in the description of this YouTube video to join my Ads Alchemy community. In the community, you will learn everything I know about media buying on Meta, and I'll also share a ton of insights that I've gathered about ad creative, making irresistible offers, copywriting, the whole kind of scope of what you need to run a successful digital product with paid ads. Okay, let's get started. So, why should you consider Facebook ads? My personal story. So when I was 19, I wanted to make a lot of money, as I'm sure you guys out there listening also want to do. And I was working a cashiering job at Buffalo Wild Wings. I was split between being a greeter and a cashier with some tips, but the takeout tips were really shit most nights, and I would typically walk away anywhere from about $13 or $14 per hour, and the shifts lasted anywhere from 6 to 14 hours. Yeah, I had a 14-hour shift, and no, I didn't have breaks. I was on my feet the whole time. It sucked. Life sucked, as you can kind of tell by the cardboard box that I had for a dinner table at the time. At least I had coffee though, right? I would, open in the morning, and I would work the whole shift, and then I'd have to go back at night, or I would work up until 2 a.m. and I'd have to walk home because I couldn't afford a car, and then I'd have to open the next day at 11 a.m. So 5-6 hours of sleep max. And I wanted to make money, and so what I did is I learned how to run Facebook ads. And there's a lot of things that led up to that I did in between, but ultimately I learned the skill of running Facebook ads, and I've been able to transform my life. I'm 24 at this time of making this video. I'm making 600,000 US annually, which is unbelievable for my age, but just in general, and I'm very blessed to be making that much. And I'd like to share how I did it, because I think that some of the things that I've learned could be transferred over to you. And look, maybe you don't make 600, but maybe you're able to break free from that job you hate. Maybe you're able to save a little bit of extra money for some financial goals you have. And if that's the case, then this is going to be super valuable. So let's get into it. Okay, so the 4 ways to get eyeballs on your offer in 2024 and 2025. You have paid ads, where you're paying money on the platforms to show your offer to people. You can post content, like organic content. Let's say you make an Instagram reel or TikTok, right? YouTube video. You can do manual outreach, where you're sending like cold emails, you're DMing people on social media. And you can also do warm outreach as well, where you have like an SMS contact list, or you have your own personal email list and you want to reach out to friends and family and tell them about your offer, right? And then lastly, you have affiliates. Look, 98% of you guys watching are not going to be able to leverage affiliates, because affiliates really only come into play once you have an offer that is up and running and making money already. And so the one we're going to obviously be talking about today is paid ads. And I love paid ads, not just because I've made my money with it, but I actually think of these 4 methods, it is the quickest to implement, because like you could, if you wanted to, you could spend 24 hours, like after watching this video right now, 24 hours, and just learn as much as you can, set up the ads at 50 or 100 bucks a day to your landing page, wake up tomorrow and make money. And I know it seems crazy to say that, but it's the truth. If you get all of the variables right, it is a possibility. Now, of course, first time it's going to be difficult, but that's why I'm here to teach you. So it's quick to implement. It has the highest scale potential of all 3 of these channels. Why? Because you're able to reach everybody within a country. In the US, 330 plus million people, right? And look, organic has a very large reach potential as well, but you have to invest years and years and years in building a brand and building an audience on organic. And even then, in most cases, it's still not going to have the highest possible potential compared to paid ads. Now, when you're talking about a Mr. Beast or a Markiplier or a PewDiePie back in the day, or like an Alex Hormozy, then yeah, organic is going to give you more power than paid ads, arguably. But again, for most people watching, including myself, by the way, paid ads are going to be the highest scale potential. And then lastly, I believe paid ads are actually the second easiest to become proficient in. And proficient meaning like you get good at the thing so that you can start making money. I actually think that posting content online is a lot more difficult to learn and how to do properly compared to paid ads. Now, I might be biased in saying that. I completely accept that that's a possibility based on my own personal experience, because I'm in a position where I understand paid ads like the back of my hand. And maybe you listening, you don't. And you're comparing organic and paid, and you're like, dude, organic's so much easier, Jory. Like, just post videos and get followers. But I think there's actually a lot more to it. And we'll talk a little bit about that on the next slides here. So really quick, some of my results I just mentioned. Steve Harvey, I spent $3 million to get $6 million in estimated revenue with supplements. Miracle Brand, a home and wellness brand. Miracle Brand is the name of the company, but it's also a home and wellness brand. $6 million in ad spend to drive $19 million. These numbers are actually higher now compared to when I had the case study placed on my website. Women's Reign, big spending client, digital space, $15 million in total ad spend for an estimated $25 million of revenue. And that probably is more now compared to what the LTV is versus the first time purchase. And so before we get into organic versus paid, like in terms of lining them up, pros and cons, I want to address this because I think this is really important. So where can I put my bubble here that makes the most sense? Okay, so here I am, and then here's a popular influencer called Hamza. And I'm sure some of you listening know who he is, but if you don't, he is an online business and self-improvement YouTuber. And in one of his recent videos that got a lot of views, he said, most businesses who run paid ads have bad business models. why would you give up such a large percentage of your profit margin, which is actually a fair point, and I'll get to that, to these platforms like Facebook or Instagram, right? When instead you could actually keep more of the money, the profit, by using organic social media. And what he's saying is, why would you spend $50 on a paid ad to make $100, right? Versus just doing organic content and making $100 without spending anything on ad spend, right? And it's a fair point because look, he's at the point now where he has such a large organic audience that he doesn't have to run paid ads to make 200 grand a month from his digital products, right? But I'm willing to bet that if you're watching this video, you don't have millions of subscribers. And if you do, yeah, leveraging organic content is going to be big for you, just as well as paid ads could, by the way, because here's the trick. After working with the businesses that do the best, and I mean businesses that are at hundreds of millions per year in revenue, all the way down to businesses in the education space that are at, 10, 20, 30, 50 million in annual revenue, they're doing organic and paid because they both work. It's not like you have to choose one or the other. My only argument is that paid ads are easier to start versus organic that takes at least 6 to 12 months to build. And even then, you're still not going to be able to maximize the traffic going to your offer as opposed to paid ads. So yeah, in an ideal world, you do both of them at the same time and you scale both of them. But being realistic, you probably have other responsibilities and you can't build a media team, make content on the platforms to get organic reach, and do paid ads successfully. Because I'll tell you what, if you want to do paid ads successfully, and we'll get to it, you have to spend time, money, and resources to do it, right? And if you have limited resources and you're split between doing organic social media and paid ads, you're not going to be able to do either of them well. Now, by all means, if you have the resources to do both, do both. But I think paid ads, again, are quicker to start, they're easier to learn, and they have the highest scale potential. So once you get them going, you can really make a lot of money. So with that said, let's get into some pros and cons. I guess this is really just about why paid ads are better. It's not like quite pros and cons, but okay. So why consider Facebook ads? Here's the list. Paid ads, you make one unicorn ad. And what I mean by a unicorn ad is an ad that is crushing it for you. It's getting a ton of performance. Let me take a sip of my drink. And unicorn ads, you create it one time and it prints you money for years. Miracle Brand, one of the case studies that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we had an ad codenamed VV871, and that ad was launched in February of 2022. At the time of making this video, it's the middle of 2024. That ad is still spending thousands of dollars per day profitably. The lifetime ad spend on one asset, $2 million. It has driven over $5 million in first-time revenue and back-end LTV revenue off of other channels and second-time purchases and all that. And so, look, not every ad is going to be a unicorn ad. Most of them aren't. They're very rare. Unicorns are rare, even in the mythological term, right? But once you find them, they print money for you. And so that's a really big proponent of paid ads, because if you wanted to, and I'm not suggesting that you do this, you just make ads until you find a unicorn and then just like milk the hell out of it, right? Number two, the formula for successful ads is very simple to understand and execute, and we'll get into that later. Number three, it's more scalable than any other attention-grabbing method, right? So like we talked about organic content, outreach, we talked about affiliates. Paid ads are by far the most scalable for 99.9% of you. If you have 1 million business owners subscribe to your YouTube channel and you're trying to sell a digital product, okay, like you're probably going to be able to get more value out of that audience compared to paid ads in the beginning. But even still, you can scale up paid ads to reach new customers, and you won't have to exhaust your organic audience pool. So you do both anyway, and it's successful. Number four, it is way quicker to find success with paid ads. And I would estimate that if you really put your head down and you want to make this work, and you have an offer, and you build an offer and you want to run paid ads to it, then you can find success within 30 days. And that's going to depend on the resources that you have available, financial and time. And it's also going to depend on your budget that you're willing to spend and pay, right? Because if you spend $50 a day on paid ads, you're not going to get the learnings on the creative or the landing page or the offer as quick as you would if you were spending $500 a day, right? It's just a function of speed. You spend $500 a day to get insights into what's working, right? And we'll talk about how to actually extract those learnings regardless of budget level. But if you spend more money, you get the insights quicker, which means that you can capitalize on those learnings quicker, which speeds up the process of finding a unicorn ad, right? And so if you actually have a decent budget, a couple $100 a day, and you're willing to learn and implement, you can find success in 30 days. Now, on the flip side, organic social media, right? We'll move over here. You have to keep posting content on all the platforms all the time versus having the one ad that just prints you money. Now, you have to make lots of ads to find this, similar to making content, but my point is, once a piece of content pops off, you get the performance from that piece of content, but then it doesn't really do much better over time. There are exceptions to that, especially if you have a YouTube channel where you're making videos that are SEO related, where you have keywords in the title and it's like a search thing that people are turning up. But even still, those videos die off. Unicorn ads, if you do them right, don't die off. Number 2, it's somewhat difficult actually to find the right type of content for your niche or your market. When you're selling digital products, whether it be to more of like a business owner archetype, to a particular type of business owner, or to an individual person, just everybody, it sometimes can be difficult. And I've done this myself because I know, it's sometimes difficult to know what type of content works the best for your industry. And you have to do a lot of research for that. Versus the formula for paid ads being very simple, right? And I have it broken down. Number 3, it's hard to scale without an expensive media team. Alex Hormozi, for example, a very big influencer in the business space, he quoted $20,000 plus a month for his media team to post content on YouTube and all of the other platforms, right? And if you're trying to compete with somebody like that, you're never going to win because he has the volume and he has the quality and he has the knowledge, right? Not even counting the fact that he has a good personality or he's able to leverage his marketing knowledge to make him seem, to make himself stand out, right? And so if you don't have those skills and you don't have the resources to build a media team to really get content going, it's not saying you can't do it, but it's going to take you a lot longer than you think. Most people, when they think of becoming a YouTuber or trying to make money online through social media, they're like, I'll post like 10 Instagram reels and hopefully one of them gets a couple views and I'll make some money. That's not how it works. It is a grind. And I've worked with business owners. These business owners that are spending thousands on paid ads, they want to get organic started, and some of them do. But some of them are like, dude, I don't know how to get this started. I don't know how to grow because it's hard. It takes time, right? And then lastly, it takes, again, 6 to 12 months before you see a sliver of success. The exceptions to this, and look, call me sexist if you want. I don't give a fuck because it's the truth. If you're an attractive woman, you have an advantage over men. It's the truth. It is how the world works. I'm not complaining about it, but it is the truth. If you're an attractive woman, you can find success, especially if you're in a male-dominated space like business, especially if you're trying to sell a course, because most course sellers are men. And so you as a woman coming into the marketplace selling a course, regardless of what the industry is, you're automatically going to have an advantage, right? Because you're a minority in the field. And you're an attractive woman, which is just, valuable in and of itself. The other exception that I found is that if you have some kind of unique personal attribute, like maybe you have a really big nose, right? Like maybe you have like one of those big, I'm just going to fucking say it. You have one of those big Jewish noses, you know what I mean? Like the stereotypical Jewish nose. Maybe you have big lips like me. I have ridiculously big lips for a white guy. And so like maybe that's one of my attributes that'll stand out. Or maybe you have like a glass eye that looks kind of scary and funky. Like things like that. Remember Casino Royale? The guy that was like the enemy of James Bond, I forgot his name, but he had like that messed up eye because he got like shot in the eye, or I don't know what it was. But think of that. Like that's the kind of thing that you need to have to stand out and become an anomaly versus that 6 to 12 months. Because if you make business content and you have like that crazy eye and you have a big nose and you maybe you have an interesting voice, maybe you sound like Morgan Freeman, yeah, you're going to have an easier time compared to me that is kind of average in terms of those features, right? So that's why paid ads are so good. So how much money can you actually make? Okay, so you want to sell a digital product with paid ads. How much money can you make? I'll go through my timeline here and kind of show what it looked like. And just as a disclaimer, it does not need to take this long, okay? Like 18 to 24, I spent this time learning how to do it. And so obviously me now, I know the information necessary to shortcut my journey by years. And hopefully you watching this video and taking the time to consume and hopefully joining Ads Alchemy at some point, you will be able to shorten that gap as well, because I'll be able to provide you the resources that I didn't have. So when I was 18, I was working as a freelance graphic designer online, completely remote. I was working contract based. And I had just discovered what Facebook ads were. I started a couple drop shipping stores. I was making $500 per month from my graphic design. I just graduated high school. And basically what I was putting all of my extra money into drop shipping and learning how Facebook ads worked. Fast forward till I was 19. I was still working from a remote setting with Facebook ads, and I had a couple contracts that were low paying, but I still had to work a job, that cashiering job at Buffalo Wild Wings. And that was $15 an hour. I said 13 to 14. 15 is just a round number. And I had random contracts from the Facebook ad stuff. I was making about $2,000 a month, which at 19, look, it's not the end of the world. But that was also like the taxes weren't taken out of my paycheck. And, I was dealing with some life circumstances at the time where I had to pay rent along with a split with one other person. And so the bills were tight. When I was 20, I got my full-time remote ad agency job. So I was working at an ad agency remotely, and I was servicing clients. And these clients, for the first time that I was actually working with, they were spending tens of thousands of dollars per month on ads. These were e-commerce and digital product clients, and I was making $56,000 US annually, so $4,500 a month. And this is when I really started to get adult money for the first time, 20 and 21. I upgraded my W-2 job to a senior level role where I was making $90,000 with an agency based out of Los Angeles. And those guys were servicing basically like startup e-commerce brands, and I was managing paid ads for them, along with ad creative. And that's kind of where I really started my ad creative journey, because I was able to take my skills that I learned as a graphic designer and transfer them over to marketing. And that was a huge kind of additional thing that I had going for me. When I was 22, that's when it really started to blow up for me. I was able to leverage case studies that I gained through all of these other years of working contracts and agency jobs. And I was able to get a lot of high-paying clients, finally $25K a month. I'm making way more than everybody else my age, and I'm able to buy my dream car. I have an M3 Competition. I never thought I'd be able to have that at 22. And, I've been able to buy a house in the past couple years. I've been able to comfortably provide for those that I love. And now being 24, I've launched my consulting business, and now I'm at $60,000 a month in revenue. Now, again, gurus won't tell you this, by the way, just so you know. Just so you know. I'm being honest here. This is revenue. This is not completely, this isn't like what I take home every month. But it goes to show like what is possible over time, and you can kind of see how it compounds. For the first 4 years, like 7.5 a month is pretty good for 21, but it's not like it's amazing. And then it just blows up, 25, and that's 60. And then in this next year, I'm hoping to get to 100,000 a month. And so that's the kind of path that I took, and I think it's really possible for anybody listening. And again, you can really shortcut this time. You don't have to spend 5-6 years, going on 7 now, going through this grind of a process. Okay, so realistically, you starting right now with the resources that I have to provide for you, you want to launch a digital product, or you already have one that is that exists and you want to run Facebook ads to it. How much could you make within 12 months? Assuming you're able to dedicate adequate resources, right? Well, I think you could easily make about $50,000 to $100,000, 6 figures plus. And it depends on the industry that you're in. It depends on the product market fit. It depends on how smart you are as a business owner ultimately as well. You have to make decisions day to day on what to prioritize on how to market yourself, how to improve your product, how to communicate with your customers. And I can't teach you everything. But what I can teach you is the math behind how to actually make that work. Take another second, another sip. Hope you guys are enjoying. If you do, drop a like rating on this video. It does help with the algorithm. Okay, so you're running a digital product, and maybe it's like a high-ticket mastermind or something, right? And you want to run lead generation ads. So, as an example, over 6 months, you spend $5,000 on Facebook ads. You acquire 500 leads at a $10 cost per lead, right? Because 5,000 divided by 500 equals 10. 1/3 of those leads book a discovery call with you, 15-minute discovery call to learn about your business and what you have to offer, right? So 500 times 0.33. Half of those leads book a sales call with you. So half the people that get to a discovery call book a sales call with you, and the sales call is when you sell them on your high-ticket service, right? Or mastermind or course or whatever it is. So we cut it in half to the sales call, but then you convert 20% of those people. So you convert 20% of the people that show up to the sales call for an average value of $2,500, which does not even count for upsells. Maybe you have an upsell that you want to tack on, whether it's like a month-to-month service charge or whatever it is. Or maybe creative services, I don't know. And it would depend on your business and industry. That's not even counting month-to-month services as well, because $2,500 is a one-time. What if you do $2,500 a month for the service? Well, now you're really starting to make money, right? So you just made, if you do the math, you made $41,000 off of $5,000. Now, to be fair, this is an exaggeration, right? Like most of you, if you did all this, you're not going to make this much money, but you could definitely be profitable, 100% be profitable. But this is kind of how the math bakes out from simple numbers. So look, maybe you spend $10,000 on ads and you cut this ROI in half. You're at a 4.25. Maybe you suck at sales and you're really awkward at first and it takes you time to get good at that skill. Well, maybe you're converting 10% of people. Okay, well now you're at like a 2.25 return on ad spend. That's still making money. You still spent $5,000 to make $10,000, right? And so then you start to optimize each part of the process and you get better at it. Let's look at a sales objective campaign on Facebook. So again, over 30 days this time, not 6 months, but 30 days, you spend $5,000 on ads. Those ads are shown to 200,000 people, and those 200,000 people, on average, 1.56% of them click through to your website. 4.2% of those people convert to buy your product for $97 US. And then on top of that, you have an upsell. So 40% of those people buy a $35 one-time upsell. You do the math. You made almost $15,000 off of $5,000. 2.9 return on investment. So for every dollar you spend, you make almost $3 back, right? And again, this is probably an exaggeration if you're just starting out and you don't have an idea of what to do and you're trying to piece together everything to get things rolling. Let's again say you cut this in half because you're not good at it yet. Okay, maybe your website sucks and it only converts 2.1% of the time. Maybe you don't even have an upsell. You're still making money. You're still printing money. This is why paid ads are so powerful, because once you get past break even, you just print money. And especially for digital products, guys, because here's the thing. Physical products have overhead. They have cost of goods. They have shipping. They have back-end systems and customer service and all of this bullshit. But digital products, if you don't have any employees, right? If you don't have any employees, you don't have crazy overhead. Yeah, you have to pay for software. Yeah, you might have to pay for ads, Alchemy, if you want to, get the up-to-date on the Facebook ad stuff. But like, you don't have like overhead like a physical product. And so if you break even, let's just say you lose a little bit of money. Let's say you have a 0.90 ROI. So you spend $1 to make 90 cents, but you get a customer. Do you really think that you can't sell that one customer on something else? Or maybe not even that one customer. Let's say you get 10 customers at a 0.90 ROI. So you make 90 cents for every dollar for 10 people. Do you don't think that you can get 2 of those 10 people to work with you month to month on a consulting basis or upsell them for an additional product? You're still making money. And that's like the worst case scenario, guys. If you do this the right way, you're not going to be in that situation. So Facebook ads just incredibly powerful when it comes to that. Okay, let's take a break. Here's where we are. We've gone through 1 and 2. Now we're going to talk about if Facebook ads are the right way to grow your business specifically, and then we'll give you a roadmap for success, okay? Hope you're enjoying this. How to decide if Facebook ads are right for you and your business. So here's a little path that I have laid out. And it's a decision tree. I like decision trees because I feel like it makes it very simple to understand complex things. So first of all, you have to ask yourself, am I committed to learning a skill which will likely take several months to get good at? If I were to go into a jiu-jitsu gym, a martial arts gym, and never have done jiu-jitsu, white belt, never done it, any martial art, it's going to take me several months to get competent. And even then, there's a massive skill ceiling after that. The same thing applies with a skill that makes you money, right? That skill lets you beat people up. This skill puts money in your bank account. And so it's the same thing. You have to spend the time, you have to eat shit in the beginning so that you can get good at the thing that other people can't get good at because they don't put the time in. And so now you get to enjoy all of the benefits that other people don't. So you have to be committed to actually learning this the right way. If you're not, don't run paid ads. You're going to waste your money. If you are, okay, cool. Second question. Are you in a financial position in your life to be able to spend at least $50 per day on ad spend to test your offer? Right? That doesn't mean you need to spend $50 per day for 6 months straight, but it does mean that you need to have some money saved up and money coming in every month. You can't do this when you're broke or unemployed. Sorry, if you're broke and unemployed, I would highly recommend that you get a job and make some money and then come back and try and do Facebook ads. If you're not, again, don't run paid ads. If you do have some money to spend, awesome. Do you have a fully functioning landing page for sales objectives? Or if you're running lead generation, do you have a back-end sales system ready to basically convert traffic, right? And so you can get the Facebook ads set up, you can get the ads, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't have a way to convert that traffic, then you're just wasting money. So you want to have a back-end system set up properly so that you're not wasting money. If you don't run paid ads. If you do, awesome. Last question, I promise this is the easiest one. Wink, wink, it's actually the hardest one. Are you able to produce new ad creatives on a weekly basis? And what I mean by new ad creatives is like your images and your videos. Because it is not, and nobody talks about this again, guys. This is why I'm making this channel, because nobody talks about this. I've been on the inside of Facebook ads and paid ads for huge brands in the e-commerce and digital ad space. I know how these accounts run. I know how they function. I know how they get results. And all of them are doing the same thing when it comes to ad creative. They are producing new stuff every week. One brand that I worked with was making 50 ads a week. Each one of those ads had 4 variations. That's hundreds of ads per week testing, and they're all quality, all scripted, all edited. And yes, it was expensive, and you don't have to start there. But you have to dedicate and say, hey, in order to make this whole system function, I need to have a plan and a system to produce new ads every week. Maybe that's 1 batch, maybe that's 2 batches, depends on your budget really. But you need to always update based on the learnings, because if you upload an ad set to Facebook and you get data on those ads, right? Like it tells you how engaging they are, if they convert, blah, 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 based on the metrics, and you don't do anything with that data, then you're not getting better. You're stagnating, right? So you need to be able to produce new assets that capitalize on the learnings that you get from your existing assets. If you have yes to all these questions, congratulations, you are ready to run paid ads. Secondly, don't pick what you want out of life for a reason to run paid ads. And this one is a little bit more personal, not more business side. If you want money, if you want to be famous, if you want a nice lifestyle, if you want a Lamborghini, don't run Facebook ads. Why? Because I guess not running Facebook ads wouldn't be the right way to look at this now that I'm thinking about it. Anyways, don't pick Facebook ads because you think Facebook ads get you these things. That's a better way to do that, or say that. Facebook ads are one way to grow a business, but the reward of growing a business and succeeding in business is the same for the most part, right? So it doesn't matter what vehicle you use to get there. It doesn't matter what marketing system you use to get there. In the end, if you succeed, you get all these things anyway. But you do get to you do get to pick the pain that you want to deal with, because every business model has pain. And you get to choose that before you dive into it. So the pain for Facebook ads, all business models and careers have paths that have pain. And so we might as well pick our flavor of pain, so to speak. The pain of Facebook ads are, move this to the top corner, not knowing if you'll be profitable today. Like you'll wake up and you'll be like, shit, I just lost $100 and I made no money. That's going to happen to you. Happens to me all the time. But then other days you'll wake up and like, shit, I made $350 off of $100. And it's very volatile in the beginning, which can be very stressful if you're not in a good financial spot, right? And so again, if you don't have the ability to spend money, Facebook ads probably aren't for you. Number 2, it really does require true financial commitment because you can't get away with $5 a day ad sets. Guys, the reason why $5 a day ad sets are popular on YouTube, like gurus will make videos about Facebook ads and tell you to do $5 a day ad sets. It's because most of you guys listening look at that content and you're like, I only need to spend $5 a day on ads? Let's do this thing, right? And the gurus, they know that. They know that the majority of the people watching their content are going to take a look at a $5 a day ad set strategy and be like, okay, I can financially make that work. Well, I'm here to tell you that that does not fucking work, okay? You cannot get data to make decisions with $5 a day on an ad set. It's ludicrous. You need to spend hundreds of dollars on one ad test before making a decision. Hundreds of dollars. Not $5 a day, let it run for 2 days, turn it off if it doesn't get a purchase. That's 2018 bullshit, and it doesn't work, okay? So, and again, I have a system that I can share with you, the right way to do it, the tried and true way to do it, that gets results every time if you stick with it. But these YouTube videos that I'm sure some of you have watched, where it's like, you don't need to spend a lot of money to make the decisions, you just test a bunch of audiences or whatever it is and go from there, does not work anymore. It's not how the algorithm works. And if someone tries to tell you otherwise, send them to me, because I will roast the hell out of them. They are giving you bad advice, and therefore they are taking your money. Number 3, you need to constantly supply your ad account with fresh ad creatives. We just spoke about this, but they need to be scripted, they need to be recorded, they need to be edited, uploaded, and analyzed. And these are skills, guys. Uploading isn't really much of a skill. I mean, it's like you learn it in 5 minutes, but all of these other ones definitely are, whether you're doing it yourself or you're outsourcing it. Ad creative production is a big part of success with Facebook ads and running to a digital product. Number 3, you'll need to become serviceable in a handful of skills. Remember, one of the first things I mentioned in this video, it's that Facebook ads aren't Facebook ads. There's a ton of skills that go into Facebook ads. And so direct response copywriting, marketing data analysis, and performance creative are some of those skills. Lastly, you'll always have a small risk of your ad account getting banned or suspended. Why? Because Meta is a robot, and sometimes the robot makes mistakes. However, in my experience, especially in recent years, this is extremely rare, unless you're breaking terms of service, or if you're marketing like a very controversial product, okay? Or drop shipping. Guys, if you're drop shipping a product that is bad quality and has long shipping times, that increases the chances of your ad account getting suspended or banned. It is what it is. Meta doesn't like drop shippers because drop shippers sell crappy products, which then influence buying decisions from the customers on their inventory. So if a customer goes and they buy a drop shipping product and they have a terrible experience with that business, they are less likely to buy more shit off of Facebook in the future. And the algorithm knows this. And that means that they make less money because advertisers spend less when people aren't buying enough. So they don't like drop shippers because of that. And so it always increases the chances of getting your account banned or suspended. However, guess what? Inside Ads Alchemy, there is a video, a 20-minute video that tells you exactly what to do if you get banned and how to avoid it. Just saying. Just going to put it out there. You do what you want with it. Okay. Here's your success roadmap. You want to sell a digital product with Facebook ads. You are convinced that they work for you, and you just want a roadmap to do it yourself. Awesome. Create a valuable offer is step 1. We don't want to do physical because of the cost of goods, right? and all of the other overhead. We want to do digital because it has high margins and it's easy to produce. Then we want to build ads to promote the offer, which is going to be videos and images, right? Step 3 is going to be actually running the paid ads to bring people through a customer journey, starting from one purchase and hopefully selling them again on something else at some other point. And we can do this on a ton of different channels. So we can do this on Meta, which is what I'm teaching you guys today. Meta encompasses Facebook and Instagram, by the way. We can do this on TikTok, or we can do this on another marketing channel like Pinterest or LinkedIn. But for the purposes of this video, Meta is the best. And Meta is just the best in general because it has the largest audience pool of people. And then lastly, step 4, very crucial. Most people don't do this. Optimize and analyze the results of your tests with metrics, with creative analysis, and with conversion rate optimization and data from your sales team. You just do this over and over and over again, and eventually your learnings compound on each other and you get better over time. And here's the secret sauce that 95% of YouTube gurus will not share. The most successful businesses that I have worked with have prioritized ad creative first, because making good ads makes everything else fall into place. And it's the same logic as going to the gym to get fit. The rep range, the amount of sets, or the exact exercise that you're doing for your muscle group doesn't actually matter as much as just going to the gym and trying hard and spending enough time in the gym, right? What matters the most are the fundamentals, going to the gym consistently and trying hard. It's the same thing with Facebook ads. What matters the most is ad creative, making sure your ads are on point. Does all the stuff, or does all the other stuff make a difference? Yes. Does all the other stuff make an impact? Yes. But it is not in direct correlation with ad creative. Like, ad creative is literally like 80, 90% of it. In the same way that going to the gym and just doing workouts properly, hard, every time, is 80 to 90% of it compared to like the rep range and the sets and the exercise itself. Okay. Now, tactically, and again, if you don't know Facebook ads too well, this stuff might seem foreign to you, and that's okay. I'll explain it. So ABO, CBO, ASC, this is basically like your budget strategy, how you have it set up technically on Facebook. Guys, that stuff doesn't matter. You watch a YouTube video about a guru that's like, hey, use CBO, or hey, use ABO. Doesn't matter. Make good ads. That's all that matters. Now, I say mostly here because for creative testing, ABO is really the best, but that's basically it. Do whatever you want elsewhere. Audience testing, it's a waste of money. If you want to know why audience testing is a waste of money, go watch a video on my YouTube channel for free, and I'll tell you. Your page, my Facebook page and my Instagram page, they don't have any likes. Why should I run ads? Isn't that going to be like weird to people? No, doesn't matter. Your ad account structure, how is it set up? How many ad sets? How many ads? Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. Go make good ads. Technical features like bid strategy. Should I run cost caps? Should I run bid caps? Should I do lowest cost? Doesn't matter. Go make good ads, okay? I hope you're getting the trend. So you as a business owner, your number one job is to locate and execute on the highest leverage variables that you have access to at the given period of time. And when you're running paid ads, you dedicate to paid ads. You say, I'm going to make this work for me, okay? When you're running paid ads on Facebook, that variable is always the ad creative. Always, okay? Anybody that tells you that audience testing is more powerful than ad creative is lying to you, or they're ignorant to how the algorithm actually works, and they're trying to take your money because they're stupid. Don't listen to them. I mean it. Like, if someone tells you that you should be audience testing on Facebook, they have no idea what they're talking about. And especially when you have a low budget, you have to prioritize between investing in certain things, right? Because you can't do a million things. It's the same thing with paid ads and organic content. When you have a low budget and low resources and low time, because you're working a job or you have other things going on, you don't have a lot of money, you can't do paid ads and organic content well at the same time. The same thing applies with audience testing on Facebook ads. When you have a low budget, 50, 100, 200 bucks a day, 500 bucks a day, 1,000 bucks a day. Yes, I know, 1,000 bucks a day. Low budget. It's true. You have to choose between investing in audience testing or investing in creative testing. Well, if we know that ad creative is the highest leverage variable, meaning it gives us the largest volatility between success and failure, why wouldn't we just put 100% of our budget into ad creative testing versus audience testing? It gives us the greater leverage. So just do that. It's the smartest decision, right? Okay. And here's how to actually do that. How to create profitable Facebook ad creatives. Well, we Frankenstein variables. And so there's 6 core variables here. There's your creative medium, which is the format, like videos, images, etc. There's your marketing angle, which is specific to your business and your market. There's the creative style, which is the production direction of the ad. There's the heuristic, which is the cognitive bias, how it's hijacking your brain to get you to do something. There's the caption style, which is the visual style of the captions on screen. And if you're running static images, it's like how the font looks, how the colors on the text look, etc. And then lastly, the profile. What type of profile is the ad running from? Is it like an individual profile? Is it a theme page? Is it a business profile? And you basically mix and match the different variables together, also known as Frankensteining, to find the best combination for your business and your offer. And this takes time and money to find, right? And if you're not able to capitalize on the learnings from your first, second, and third test because you're not prioritizing the right things, then it's like you're starting from ground zero every time you upload a new ad set, and you don't want to be in that spot. Okay, thanks for watching most of this video. Congrats on reaching the end. Here's the action step. If you think you want to make Facebook ads work for you, you want to take this seriously, definitely join Ads Alchemy. It's $97 a month, and it'll give you a full blueprint on how to run Facebook ads for digital products, including all of the stuff I just mentioned on ad creative on the previous slide here. I literally go through all of these and give you tons of variations, and by the end of it, you'll have tens of thousands of ideas, and you won't know which one to pick. And then I'll give you a video on how to pick the right one for your business. It's also a lot of one-to-one time with me personally. So I have daily calls where I go through Q&A on ads. I go through ad creative review calls, and you'll get access to me directly to answer any of your questions if you're running into trouble. If you don't trust me quite enough yet, or if you don't want to pay, which I totally get because you don't know me yet, definitely join my free group, which is the Roundtable. You'll get access to the majority of my Meta Ads Masterclass, but that's about it. So it'll tell you how to actually set up and run ads the right way. But if you want like the in-depth stuff on the ad creative and how to actually make ads that convert, that will be reserved for the folks in the paid community. Okay, check the links in the description for more information on both of these communities that I run. I wish you all of the success in the world. Thank you for taking your time today to watch this video, and until next time, cheers.